Polokwane in the Limpopo province was the place for the Ford Motorite 400, a tough and uncompromising 430-kilometre long race, the sixth leg of the ABSA Off-Road National Championship. Based at the Limpopo Casino and Entertainment World and organised by Willie Prinsloo and his able staff at the Limpopo Club, with the route virtually completely new and thus very, very challenging. The National Championship was delicately poised in almost all the classes, with the special vehicles and the production car categories all looking like they were heading in new directions. But then again, in this sport, you certainly don't count them before the commissioner has counted how many points have hatched. For sponsors Motorite, their entry to the sport, now almost 3 years old, has been a fairy tale. From winning a maiden national championship all the way to clinching the coveted title of Best Race of the Year. And the Motorite crew are a determined bunch.
It's been fantastic. You know, we started sponsoring this event in 2005, which was the first year that we entered the off-road motorsport arena. I must say we've enjoyed it immensely, and in fact that year we won the event as for the best event of the year, and we want to win that event of the year title again this year.
And they were going all out to achieve that, judging by the pre-race setup and the rah-rah surrounding the event. But what exactly does Motorite do?
Well, Motorite is the largest independent administrator of vehicle warranties, mechanical breakdown insurance in essence, maintenance plans and service plans in South Africa. It's a very specialist industry.
For the sponsors, everything was raring to go. For the Ford camp, there was apprehension, but they were holding out and praying for a win.
Oh, I sincerely hope so. We say that every race, but it wasn't my favourite race last year because we battled with the marking and we just didn't have a great race. But we like a technical, hard race, so I believe it is going to be like it. The terrain certainly looks rough and tough, and I think Willie normally sets quite a tough event, so the tougher and longer the better for us. So yeah, to answer your question, I certainly hope so.
So the Pietermaritzburg crew was set up and ready to try and unseat the Nissans, but then so was the Toyota camp.
Yeah, the results at the moment are, you know, what's holding us down, and I think we're hoping that it's going to get together in the closing end of the season, and yeah, we're pushing hard to try and get some results for Toyota.
Greniers had a win in his pocket twice, but then conspired to either roll or break the car. No wonder the mechanics were trying to keep the bright side up. For Nissan, well, they were as always on a roll. Duncan Foss had a stand-in navigator.
Yeah, Ralphie's got overseas commitments, so Rich is back with me, but we had a good race, the previous race in Botswana, so it's not I'm quite happy with the situation. He's very good, he's very experienced, so I'm hoping to have a good run with him.
You got a pretty good lead over Hannes and a very good lead over the first non-Nissan. What sort of tactic do you have under these circumstances?
No, we're just going to go and do the best we can, and I'm not really going to worry about the championship or think about the championship. We're going to go and try and obviously win the race and drive as hard as we can, and obviously not take too many risks where we might compromise ourselves, but go as hard as we can to win the race.
Foss, who clinched the last 3 victories in the Northern Province, Botswana and the Eastern Cape, was raring to go, and with a massive 37 points lead over his stablemate Hannes Grobler, why not? In the special vehicle category, the father and son combination of Nick and Ryan Harper and the rather impressive-looking Atlas Copco Bat Spec 2 were also leading comfortably, but the pressure was on.
It's a very important event. The pressure is on, but we're going to take it easy. We don't have to win this race. All we need is to gather points. So we've gone through the car with a fine-tooth comb, and all we can do is have fun from here on out.
And the same went for Total Motorsport driver Shamir Varayawa, who was already doing so.
Yeah, we've been knocking on the door for a win for a long time, and it has to open sometime, I guess. We've been doing quite good this year, and the last race we were leading the race. We had a power steering failure, so that dropped us back to 8th position. So we're hoping this race we should be up there again, and we need to make up some points on the leader, so we need to put him under pressure.
But in the Limpopo province, you needed to have your eyes wide open for the rest of the field too.
Well, the old saying goes, you're only as good as your last race, so obviously we're coming here with some expectations as to what can happen. Looks like we are on the pace somehow. It's a different terrain from what everybody says, but I don't believe it could be that different to what we've had before, which is the kind of terrain that I personally like. So yeah, we're looking forward to a very good race.
Prophetic words. In the specials, the Harpers lead after winning Kluwe and 4 top 5s with only 1 blemish. They had a 24-point breather over their nearest competition. The 6th leg of the Absa Off-Road Championship got underway with a prologue to determine the starting order for the next day's racing. And Hannes Grobler and navigator Francois Jordan led the speedsters away from the line on their 26k jaunt through the Limpopo bush, with Vos and his co-driver Richard Leek also on a mission. The dust would be a huge problem, as this part of the world hadn't seen rain for a while, and it looked like it would be a while still, as the clear skies were supposed to stay exactly like that for the next day too. Castrol Toyota's Chris Visser and Jaapie Badenhorst jumped the gun on the big names and put in a blistering opening stanza to put the pressure on the factory teams. And they got stuck in by catching Ivar Tollefson and Quinn Evans in the 3rd Nissan Navara, which had got its marching orders 2 minutes ahead of them. But it's never over until the round man breaks, and Grobler and his navigator Francois Jordan had other ideas. They kept the pressure on. While Brandon Harkis and Marcel Trethry were very impressive in 3rd on the prologue.
Right in there. You're going to go under the bridge and go 90 right.
They were 9 seconds behind the national champion Grobler. Their stablemates Neil Woolridge and Kenny Scholthammer were also giving it horns. They in turn were 16 seconds in arrears. And it was carefully noted by the other teams. For Kutsiela Beskachny and Johan Gerber in the race Sonic's Nissan Hardbody 3-litre, there was no time to note anything. They were flying in Class D and leading comfortably. This part of the world is unforgiving, and you could easily shoot a spaghetti cowboy western movie here if you wanted. For Mark Ronier and Chris Birkin in the Castrol Toyota, it was a shootout in 6th place. While the De Bruins, Higo and Jaap piloted their Micra and Excel dealer team Toyota Hilux to 7th in the production car prologue battle. While the BB Auto Nissan of Arnold Duplessis and Johan Knox was 2nd in Class D, 26 seconds back. Kobus van Tonder and Rian Guapa demonstrated how tough it was to eat dust. They were 10th. With Bevan Bertolt and Robin Houghton trying to keep the right side up, coming by 3 minutes and 26 seconds down on the lead. They were having communication problems. And they just could not make it work. While Vos, with a 100% finish record so far in 07, was just having problems to get going. They were slowish and did not know what to do to rectify the problem. With the world record holder for consecutive finishes, brothers Henry and Maurice Matten right behind them, only 11 seconds back. But there was no doubt that the prologue was a route that favoured the specials, as the first production car home could only take 7th overall, and the next after that 14th. Still, it made for good racing, as Grobler and Jordan were a massive 70 seconds behind. In the special vehicle category, the prologue route was loved by all as Nardus Alberts and Colin Hunter in the big red Rapsa Bat sped to a lightning-fast 23 minutes and 59-second clocking. But the Harpers, even though they really did not need to, chased as hard as they could and were only 15 ticks further back. The 2006 national champion Alfie Cox had his nav Henny ter Steger holding on for dear life as he powered his motorized Bat with its 6-litre Chevy engine over the short hop in just 24:17. With the second Atlas Copco Bat featuring defending Limpopo champions Gary Berthold and Jeff Minnett just 5 seconds further behind in 4th place and going well. As for Shamir Varayawa and Siegfried Rousseau riding shotgun, the Total Motorsport Porter was in good voice and handling like a dream. The 2005 champion Evan Hutchison and his co-driver Kim Bergman was next in the second motorized Bat, about which they raved. Going in car, one can see why the Spec 3 is smooth even over the rough stuff. Colin Matthews and Alan Smith have had a very solid season, and their Century Properties Bat with its 4.2 Audi engine was also in fine fettle. Naim Mosaji and Rayon Bodhanya themselves have performed consistently, and their Total Motorsport Jimco boasts a 5.7 Chevy engine, which they make sing beautifully too. In Class B, the Cape Townians Johan and Etienne Besaidnout were leading in the Adenco Bat, but they had their work cut out for them. As the father and son Jan and Hendrik Kraai in their Regent Racing Bat were only 15 seconds behind them. The Kraais have won 4 out of 5 events and were ready to make it 6. With Bloemfontein-based Roacon off-road racing teams Louw de Bruin and Rudy Brits next, in turn 20 seconds further back. In Class S, reigning champions Nick Gosler and Richard Carolyn in the Kopanong Hotel Super Team Raceco were setting the pace. With the chasers in the class, Richard Schilling and Chris Davies battling a faulty power steering almost 90 seconds to the worse. It was a testament to the tough route and hard competitive driving. Only 47 seconds cover the top 10. In fact, 2:59 for the top 30 overall. Hard, uncompromising racing, with Alberts and Hunter taking line honours.
Vehicle and asset finance from